Our Athlete of the Week honors here at Wyopreps.com, brought to you by our great friends of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming. And one of our athletes of the week this week on the girls' side had an outstanding state indoor track championship in Gillette last weekend. Taliah Morris from Cheyenne East. And Taliah, congratulations to you. First of all, talk a little bit about winning 3 individual events and what that kind of meant to you to cap off your senior season.
I mean, it was huge, just especially just like being a part of it and being one of those members that contributed to the team points in order to bring home that state champion. It was just huge. Just as a senior, just bringing home those 3 titles as well as bringing home that state championship too was super, just an honor, just super cool.
So let's talk about your individual events. Start with the 55 meters and just, what is that like for you and what kind of mindset do you have to have in a race like that?
Really, it's blocks, and just really like getting out of those blocks, just really clean, really good, just really like makes the race almost. But my blocks were not very good at state. I was hoping to break the 55 record, but my blocks were not what they needed to be in order to break that record. So that kind of sucks, but just power through it and just finishing the race and taking that ultimate win.
The 200, you did break a record in, though. Congratulations on that. Take me through that race a little bit.
I was really excited because I broke it in the prelims, so I broke it the previous day. And I was hoping to do better than my 25:11, but somehow I matched it absolutely perfect. And I don't even know how that happens, but I was really excited to run my 200 the second day and just really excited for finals and just trying to crank out another faster time in order to break that record again, but that didn't happen, which is okay.
What's the adjustment like going from the 55 to the 200? Obviously, you got to be a great curve runner. I know that just from past track experience in my old age. But for you, what is the difference?
Just really like just running the race efficiently. So coasting, knowing when to coast, knowing when to get out hard, like getting out hard, coasting, and just finishing that race absolutely as hard as you can. So just really, the race is harder because you have like there's more technique, like how to get out, where to
Okay.
be, where do you need to be running out, what part of the line do you need to be on, how are you hugging the curve, are you hugging it too tight, are you not hugging it enough? So there's a lot that goes into the 200. So yeah, just really just I was kind of excited that the 55 and the 200s were back to back almost just because I'm really warm for my 55 and then my 200 was right after. So yeah.
That works out for you. All right, the
Mhm.
long jump, you break your own state record in
Yeah.
that. Not by a lot, but hey, farther's farther, right?
Yeah.
Talk
Yeah.
about the long jump. What is it for you in that event that you've been so successful, especially in your indoor career?
Really just it's all a mental thing. My freshman and sophomore year, I struggled with that mental aspect of track and I really struggled with getting on the board. So my first 2 years I didn't get on the board and then I didn't get a mark and then I didn't place at state. So really just the mental aspect of long jump, just focusing on those little things and just letting things go. If I don't get on the board next jump, get on the board the next one after that. Just really trusting in my coach, just trusting in myself that I have the ability to do it.
Lastly, you kind of alluded to it earlier, but to cap it off with the team championship and just to see more success from your teammates, what was that like for you going out on top?
It was phenomenal, just being a senior and running with these girls for the last 4 years, like it's been awesome. And our freshman Maggie, she's just phenomenal. She's so fast. She really helped the team out and just everyone playing a role and a huge role into bringing the state championship home. So just really cool, really a cool experience overall.
Well, hey, great job last weekend in Gillette. I wish you best luck in outdoor. Thanks for taking a few minutes.
Thank you.
We continue talking about our Athlete of the Week honors at Wyopreps.com. They're presented by our great friends at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming. And one of this week's girls' winner, actually sharing it with one of her teammates and Taliah Morris, is Maggie Madsen, 3-event winner at the State Indoor Track Championships last week. And Maggie, congratulations on 3 state championships. How does it feel when you hear that phrase just uttered?
It feels great to know that like our team it's just I had so much support and it feels good to know that I contributed to the win.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about the team, but what about your performances individually? Let's start in the 800. That had to be a fun race to be a part of because you won by just a little bit of time. Can you take me back and what was that race experience like, and what put you past your competitor from Sheridan there at the end?
Um, well, I just knew that I really wanted to just do my best and go all out in the end. And I knew the race was going to be tight, so I tried to pace good. But the end, when she passed me, I just knew I still had more left. And yeah.
Kicked it in at the end. I got you. What about your wins in the 1600 and 3200? What do you think the key was in those races, Maggie?
The 3200 is it. I loved doing it and it felt really good. So that one was just more like it's my favorite race and just have fun and do it. And then the mile, I like that race a lot too. And it was just that I knew I could get out there and yeah.
What do you think, I guess, is kind of attributed to your success, so to speak? What do you think has made you so successful this early in your high school career?
I think I have great coaches and they know what to do, and I definitely think that's helped me. And there's so much support from my teammates and my family and my coaches, which just makes me feel like no matter how I do, I'll still have a sense of accomplishment.
I got you. I got you. And you mentioned it early, the team championship. How big was that for your squad?
There's a lot of seniors leaving us, so I'm sure it was nice that they could have that as the last thing in their high school indoor season. And it's just a really great team, and they're all so supportive, which is why I think we also did good, just because we had, yeah.
Okay, well that's cool. Well, and when I was talking with Taliah yesterday, she mentioned that your success helped a lot. Was a large part of the reason why the girls ended up winning the team title. So that's got to make you feel pretty happy.
Yeah, Talia also, she was like a big contributor, and yeah, it just feels good that I had a role in helping us win the championship, or win the.
Yeah, win the championship. I knew what you were saying. So, hey, Maggie, thanks so much for the time. Have fun this weekend in your competition, and congrats on our Athlete of the Week honor.
Thank you.
We're continuing to talk about our Athlete of the Week honors here at Wyopreps.com, brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming. And we're looking back at the indoor state track championships that were last weekend in Gillette. And one young lady who stood out and went 4 for 4, set 4 class records, Valerie Jirak of Star Valley. And good to chat with you again. I've chatted with you a couple times in the last few months, but take me back to last weekend. What was it like for you? What did you take away from your performance?
I just took away, I guess, another good ending to like my final indoor season. So
All right, let's talk about each individual event. What was kind of your mindset going in?
The first event I had was the 400. So I just wanted to get that done over with, get a good time and place first. And then so that happened. And as soon as that happened, I was like so relaxed and ready for the next events.
How hard is it to get yourself going for 400 as the first event? Because I know that's not necessarily everybody's favorite race when it's basically an all-out sprint twice around the track.
It's a little tough mentally, especially if you know you have to run 2 more races after that. But I don't know, just getting out there, get your warm up, get your head straight. My teammates say I look like I'm gonna hurt somebody because I'm like so in the zone. And they're like, if we talk to you, we're so scared. And I was like, okay.
Well, at least it sounds like you got the right mindset to approach a 400 because, again, that's not an
Yeah.
easy. All right, take me through 55 hurdle, 55, 200, and the long jump. What clicked so well for you in those as well?
Definitely the speed for all around because it helps so much in long jump, but it helps so much obviously in the sprints. And I think just focusing on making sure that my body feels good and that I'm able to like get those top speeds so I can hit the times and marks that I need to.
Is it nice that I know you don't have a ton of time to recover, but you're still maybe warm from all your events. Once you kind of get going, that you don't necessarily take a chance to cool down and have to re-warm up, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's really helpful. And sometimes it can be not as helpful because like you have events on top of each other. But I think where it was set up this year, it was nice because I was able to go from one to the next and still stay warm, but still be able to have like enough time to recover and be ready.
What about Ford record set in class 3A? What did that mean to you?
It means a lot because it helps put my name and like my family's name out on the record board and Star Valley, of course. And then yeah, just representing the team.
How did they compare to what maybe you wanted to accomplish, or if you had any times or distances in the long jump in mind going to the weekend? How did that kind of work out, do you think?
It was pretty close to the stuff that I wanted. Of course, it's hard to hit it when um the 3A competition isn't as hard as the 4A, and like you have Taliah out there running really fast times as well. And I'm just excited for outdoor to be able to run against her. And so everything was pretty close to what I wanted to do, and it was like the best I could expect out of like the whole situation.
Well, congratulations on a fantastic weekend at State Indoor, going 4 for 4. That's always big to, as you said, to kind of cap off your senior season, and wish you best of luck in outdoor moving forward. Thanks for taking a few minutes.
Of course. Thank you.
Our Wyopreps Athlete of the Week honors are brought to you by our friends at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming. One of our boys that's sharing this week's honor is Reed McFadden, senior from Lander Valley High School, who transitioned, I'd say, rather quickly and rather very well from swimming to indoor track. And Reed joins me. And Reed, thanks for taking a few minutes here. Number one, I got to ask, let's start with what's the transition like going from swimming in the pool and winning state titles to now just a couple weeks later competing in indoor track? What was that like for you?
Yeah, it was definitely a tough transition to make in some ways. Even though, you're in pretty good shape coming out of swimming, obviously, it's a little different on the track, just kind of getting back into running, and kind of the intensity there. So it was different for sure, but it was definitely good. And, I was lucky that it seemed to go pretty well.
Yeah, I was going to say it paid off in a big way for you. You win 3 events at the state championships. I think you scored something like 36 of Landers, 51 points by yourself. Let's start with the hurdles, 55-meter hurdles. What is that event like for you as a guy I know that competes in the hurdles and outdoors?
Yeah, I think, as far as for this meet, it was just kind of about getting through them. It's obviously been a while since last outdoor season, since, been able to practice a whole lot and stuff. So my biggest thing was just, getting over the flight, trying to get through as fast as I can while staying on my feet. So
seemed to work out. Then I know going from the hurdles to a sprint and that has a curve, and then another one that's a complete loop here a couple times. What is that like for you competing in the 200 and 400? How do you think those races went?
yeah, it's definitely different indoor. The 200's a tough race. With the tight curve. I think of all my events at indoor, that one probably shocked me the most. I haven't always been like a phenomenal short sprinter. So especially coming in off of not training really for that at all, I was surprised to run that fast for sure. And then in the 400, I think some of my swimming in shapeness kind of helped me there. That's a tough race, and indoor, 2 laps, so it's kind of a different race with, to the cut line, putting yourself in a position to finish. So I wasn't great about that, just a little inexperience there, not doing it a whole lot, but it ended up working out on the second lap for me. So.
Well, yeah, I would say so to win 3 events. Did you train much during the swimming season at all?
Yeah, so originally I was going to not swim. I was planning to just do indoor track.
Okay.
Um, and my swim coach, came to me, kind of talked me into doing swimming, but also worked with me too and said, I I'm fine working, if we do some morning swimming, and then she actually would like come to the track with me a few nights a week and do some workouts with me out there. So I was able to spend a little bit of time on the track during the swim season, And that definitely helped, trying to make that transition. So.
Bless the heart of Coach Morgan up there at Lander. Talk a little bit about what was your strategy going into last weekend, knowing that you didn't have full training, yet you still wanted to excel at a high level. What was your strategy? What was kind of your mindset?
Yeah, I think my mindset was just kind of understanding that I hadn't done the training, so kind of like I had nothing to lose in a way. You know what I mean? Like I was just gonna run as hard as I can, and at the end of the day, that's all I could do. So it was a little hard to like trust my training because it wasn't really there. So I think my strategy was just to, especially in the four, like kind of, I didn't want to go out too fast in the 400 and then die because I'm not in good shape. So for that race, at least, kind of sit with the guys until I felt like I was close enough to where I could kick it in and not die. Obviously in the two, I mean, it's just an all out sprint.
Yeah.
And like I said, in the hurdles, just kind of getting through, doing what I could there. Pole vault. Yeah, kind of same thing. Like just make it through. That one was a little rough, but it was all right.
Hey, you still finished third. That's the one that I hadn't mentioned, but and I was going to get to it. But hey, congratulations on a great weekend to go from swimming and 2 weeks later to win 3 events in a pretty stacked 3A class, I might add, and then finish third in the pole vault. Dude, congratulations on a great weekend at State Indoor Track last week in July.
Thank you very much.
Our Athlete of the Week feature here at Wyopreps.com, presented by our great friends at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming. We continue talking about one of our boys on Reese, and that's Kaiden Lee, a 3-event state champion at the 4A State Indoor Track Championships last weekend in July. And Kaiden, I talked with you earlier this season. First of all, congratulations on 3 titles, sweeping the jumping events. That's a hard deal. I think sometimes people don't understand how difficult that is.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
What did it take to win 3 jumping events last weekend?
Just the whole season, we have to be smart with our training process, like we can't just go all out every week. You just have to for me, I kind of choose an event each week to kind of focus on. And and like each meet, you can't just do all 3. Like every meet, you have to focus on like a certain event. And our coaches do really well with that. So I feel like just kind of not going all out every meet every week.
Well, how do you think you did? Going 3 for 3 is quite the accomplishment, but how do you think you did in terms of your performance?
I think I did pretty well. I definitely could have done better. High jump, I got 6'2". I went straight to 6'8" after that. I kind of wanted to save my legs for long jump and triple, so I wasn't too worried about that. But I did PR in long and triple, so I feel like that technique worked very well. I wanted to set that state record, obviously, but I mean, I kind of put that past me. I was like, all right, it's really not that big of a deal, But yeah, it felt pretty good. Yeah.
You mentioned the high jump. What was it in the triple jump to kind of edge out one of your teammates or in the long jump, sorry, there, and then in the triple jump, edge out a crosstown rival? What was it like in those 2 events, especially as you said you kind of wanted to save your legs?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of adrenaline. I love the competition though. That's where I feed. But my teammate Seth Wilson, very 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 good guy. He got a 22.5, and that was before my 22.7. So I was like, all right, this is going to be a competition. As long as one of us get first place, I'm all right with this. So I got that 22.7 jump, and we were both excited about it. They were both PRs. So that rival, me and Landon Walker, we're very very good friends too. He got that 46.4. I was like, all right, we got to work. So I kind of turned off everything in my mind and I just jumped. So it felt good.
It turned out pretty well for you in the triple jump. For you, how does that kind of put a cap to your indoor career at Natrona? What do you take away from it?
I don't know. Like it was a really great season. I loved every bit about of it. I just loved how I went out with the bang, kind of.
Well, congratulations on a terrific performance, going 3 for 3 in the jumping events, and I appreciate you taking some time.
Awesome. Thank you.